2, 3, 4.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Liftoff and the clock is started.
Hey, baby. Damn it, that's a bad intro.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Okay, all right. Hey, everybody, it's me, Brian Gobbins. Welcome to Bunker Brothers. I'm here with my half-brother, Jack, who's being a bit of a bear right now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, tensions are
fucking
high right now. We're recording this right now, the first night that Jack has, quote unquote, decided to come stay with me after being kicked out of his house because his marriage
Brian, I don't have a choice. You know I don't have a choice right now.
Right, yeah.
I don't have, there's no time to get a hotel. I just think this is the best option. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags with the hotel. Yeah. His first thought was he's going to come stay with me because he loves me so much. It's adorable.
That's
adorable.
not my first thought. My first thought was maybe Brian will be asleep, or maybe he'll finally have passed away from his own fucking.
You want me to fucking die? Is that what you're saying?
I don't. Kind of right now. Yeah, kind of. I do. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my god! If you're just joining us, this is our show that takes place in our bunker that our dad left us. I'm Brian. That's Jack. Jack's the jackass. That's why we named him Jack.
Brian's a guy who sleeps with the lights on like a fucking lunatic.
Okay, I don't know how to turn them off.
Like it's goddamn Alaska in here.
And honestly, it's safer with the lights on because in the dark, in the rooms in here that it's dark, the rat just goes fucking feral, man. And it'll be at your throat.
If you've had months to trap the rat and you haven't trapped shit.
I'm an international rat trapper.
You
All right,
piece
you know
of
what?
shit.
You know
You're
what?
a piece of shit.
Okay. Tensions are high. You know,
a little high.
Okay, a little high. This is maybe a good time for us to, watch something together because that typically brings us together. Let's go into the obsolete technology room, grab a laser disc, and watch something, and it should calm us down. Okay?
Fine.
All right, we'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we are back.
Okay.
That plan did not work very well. I decided.
I'm as mad as I've ever been in my entire life.
Shut up for a second, because this, you could have stopped me at any point, but now you're just gonna fucking blame. I'm sorry.
I'm blaming you. Yes, I'm blaming you for picking that.
I thought that. Brothers were having troubles. Let's watch a movie about brothers coming together. So I found a Laserdisc for Super Mario Bros. The movie, starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo from the 90s. And I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And
from the 90s? What does that even? What do you mean from the 90s?
It's
like they're like John Leguizamo in the 90s.
No, the movie's from the 90s.
I know it's from the fucking 90s.
What are you nitpicking this for? You just watched it. You just watched it. You know how 90s.
You just watched. Oh my god. Okay, whatever.
All right, so we're just gonna try to talk about the movie to give you guys something fun to listen to, in spite of
super fun.
In spite of Jack's entire personality. So this movie, I'm familiar with the video game pretty well. It did not seem to have much to do with that, if I'm being honest.
The name, yeah, and the brothers' names, and that's
true.
I think.
Yeah, that's just about it. It seemed like the screenwriters or the director had like a hard on for ignoring the game as much as possible, or only like throwing it in a snippet. Because, like, the movie started with the theme song, but then that's all you get. It was, like, 3 notes of the theme song. Then it was over.
But the movie started with a narration about dinosaurs.
Right, done by Homer Simpson himself, Dan Castellaneta. That was crazy. And he's not credited in the movie.
I did not know that.
He got away.
That's really weird.
He got away scot-free on this one. But the movie starts with this animation that looks like a CD-ROM or like a Sega CD. And it's like talking dinosaurs, and so like it has nothing to do.
I thought we were watching the wrong movie because it wasn't about Super Mario Brothers.
So then
I thought we started watching fucking Joe and Mac, the movie.
We cut to New York, and it's a baby in a basket is being left at a church, but the baby is an egg. And then a bunch of nuns show up, and they all worship the egg, and the egg hatches with a baby inside.
Right. Classic Super Mario Brothers. Like when I was, when I play Super Mario Brothers, that's how it always starts.
Right. The church scenes and the nuns
Fucking
are some
assholes.
of the hardest enemies. That you're trying to jump on the nuns' heads, and then they, get stuck in their feet. Like that's really fucked up. It's good to hear you laughing, Jack, because most of the time you're just like...
it's like frustration and anger, and it's just like, this movie just like... I feel high on anger.
So... We finally go to the Mario Brothers themselves, and they're sitting in their shitty apartment in Brooklyn, and Luigi's watching some mysterious universe show, and they keep saying, another dimension, huh? Over and over. And Mario's like, another dimension? Oh, I'd love another dimension where I could afford to eat some lunch. Oh!
I'm Italian as hell over here.
I'm Italian.
It's me, John Leguizamo. I'm also like the fourth Italian over here.
I'm 40 years older than my brother. So the movie's a piece of shit. Basically.
It's just a piece of shit over
It's
here.
a piece of shit. So the Mario Brothers are real plumbers in real New York.
Not dressed like the
York.
Mario Brothers. Well, not yet dressed like the Mario Brothers.
Not yet, because they got to get their costume somehow later.
Yeah.
I don't know. But basically, they're in a sort of like a plumber war with like their rivals who are like the Scapelli company.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think
Scapelli,
Scapelli owns everything.
That was right.
Classic Mario
classic Mario
character,
stuff.
Scapelli.
Scapelli's.
He's a mob boss in New York City.
Mario fights the mob. I remember that. That was my...
Mario fights the mob. There's a very key moment in this movie where Mario goes up to camera and goes, Scapelli!
He wakes up.
And it's like,
and Yoshi's...
Isn't Koopa your nemesis?
So stupid.
What are you doing? It's a really
He wakes up and
stupid.
Yoshi's head is in his bed. I remember, yeah, that's classic Mario.
So anyway, the movie is mainly about, we find out that the baby who had this necklace who got born from an egg is Princess Daisy, I guess. We don't know that yet, but her name is Daisy, and she's an archaeologist.
Yeah.
She's like... It's Samantha Mathis, and she's the actress who played Krista in Fern Gully. So there's something good on her.
Okay, well that's... How do you know? I don't know how you know that, but
IMDb'd her while we were watching.
I was wondering who she was.
Yeah, so...
How did you know she was from
Because
Fern
I was like,
Gully?
she's from something. She can't be from nothing. So I IMDb'd her. Yeah, it's Fern Gully.
That's true.
And she looks a lot like the Fern Gully character, just not a brunette. But anyway, Fern Gully is way better than this. Fern Gully, or as I call it, the prequel to Avatar.
Fern Gully, the video game, is probably
that's
way better than
true.
this.
Do not play the Cutthroat Island video game. I found that back here in the bunker. It is not good. It's just as good.
I wish we were playing the Cutthroat Island
just as good
video
as the
game
movie.
instead of watching. So bad.
So my first question is like, why is it Daisy and not Peach? Like, why?
I don't understand
Because
that.
like she's like the princess of this movie, and the whole thing of Mario is Mario's trying to rescue Princess Toadstool from Koopa, right? Because like.
Maybe they couldn't get the rights to that name.
They
got the rights to all the other
bought
names.
the Mario rights piecemeal, and they could only get that would actually make so much sense if they had to like the a la carte Mario rights.
Right.
So they're like, okay, fuck, we'll get Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Daisy. Daisy's cheap;
Koopa.
she's part of the pack-in deal from Super Mario Land.
Wait. Okay, so I have a question though. Did Daisy exist in the video game universe before this movie?
Daisy is the princess in Super Mario Land, the Game Boy ones. So she was one of the princesses.
Because I know she's in Mario Kart.
She's in Mario Kart. She's in Smash Brothers now. So she was in the game. And my guess for why they put Daisy in it is because Daisy had a first name at the time when this movie came out, whereas Princess Toadstool wasn't called Peach till Mario 64.
Right.
So, like, because, like, in the opening of Mario 64, she's like, Mario, come to my castle. I have baked you a cake.
Here's a letter from the sky. Yeah.
And so, like, So I'm like, they probably were like, well, we can't name Princess Toadstool, and we can't call her Toadstool all fucking movie.
We certainly don't have the rights for that.
So they just get Daisy instead, and for whatever reason, it's a love story between Luigi and Daisy, because Mario already has a girlfriend named Daniela, who looks like Marissa Tomei. Yeah. She's just like this hot Italian broad. It's just like so fucking weird. It doesn't make, and Daniela's like in a ton of scenes, and it's just like, yep, classic Mario characters, Scapelli and Daniela. And the nuns, everything picture perfect.
Maybe they're DLC for the Mario Kart games.
Yeah, it's just like these were all planned DLC for the 64 disc drive, and it just never came out. There was going to be a Virtual Boy game that really made sense of this whole thing, but
it really connected.
Yeah, it's really connected. It's just weird how certain things are. It's like they wanted to make like some shitty Total Recall for kids. Like there's no attempt at making a movie that's a fantasy movie. Like they could have made The Princess Bride, you know, with weird characters and puppets, or like Labyrinth. Like that's what it should be if you're going to use shitty 90s effects and you can only have puppets and shit. Like. And this movie has CGI. It's just awful, like CD-ROM CGI.
Even for the 90s,
it's really
it's
bad.
bad.
It's like this is in the same decade, possibly in the same year as Jurassic Park. Is like insane.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because the dinosaurs here look like sock puppets.
The dinosaurs here look like Dennis Hopper.
So basically, Luigi is painted as like this stuttering goon, which I guess is kind of okay, but he's also John Leguizamo, so it doesn't quite like track.
John Leguizamo is a fourth Italian, I think. He's not that Italian.
No one's really Italian in this movie. It's just all central casting.
No one's that Italian in this movie.
It's like all the stuff that they think you are interested in about the Mario Brothers, like fucking. They think that what makes them interesting is that they're plumbers and that they're Italian and they live in Brooklyn. But, like, that's not what makes classic. No part of the game takes place in this fucking universe. Like, it's all in the other one. So, another dimension, new galaxy, intergalactic planetary. So anyway,
but also Mario is the only good plumber. Like Luigi can't do shit.
Right.
He always needs Mario.
There's
to
a
help
point
him.
later where there's a flood in the sewers on her dig site because dig sites in the sewers, constant thing. The municipal board is constantly signing off. Oh, you want to go down and do a shit farm? And the sewer worker that we had on here never mentioned fucking dig sites. This is bullshit. I'm gonna call her up. But anyway,
that's why you're calling her.
Oh, fuck you! I'm over her. She's not. I mean, I've called her a few times. She doesn't answer. The important thing.
I wonder why.
Oh my god. Whatever. I don't even give a shit. Okay. Anyway, back to the movie.
Sorry. Go back to the movie.
Fine. We were getting along so well for a second there.
We were getting along good. I'm sorry. I'm so mad, and I'm.
Your relationships and shit too. Okay.
You're at least I was
like
married.
The stuttering
you piece of
goon
shit.
who's got
fuck you. You're Luigi. You're
Luigi.
Dude.
I'm Mario. I live underground. Guess we both do now.
You're Koopa. That's what you are.
Oh no, fuck you.
Got weird hair.
Well, screw you. Okay, so Koopa's hair is weird. It's like white dreadlock spikes. I don't get it.
It reminds me of like. I don't know.
Dennis Hopper
I was
is
thinking
Koopa,
like Fifth Element hair.
Yeah, it is. It's Fifth Element hair. It's like everything is like trying to find this like I don't know, fucking gritty sci-fi whatever in the thing. It looks like Total Recall but worse. It's like that place where Arnold goes in Total Recall on Mars to find the lady with 3 tits. Like that's what the whole movie looks like.
That's what. Yeah. It's so.
Anyway,
but they're there. Why is that the universe? Why isn't it like fucking fantasy mushroom land?
I don't know. Anyway, Luigi sees Daisy on the street and he lets her cut in line to use a payphone, and so they start having a romance. And Mario is like, because Luigi's stuttering too much, Mario's like, hey, ask her out, go talk to her, huh?
You gotta go talk to her.
And so Mario offers her a ride in their shitty van, and so Luigi's like semi-flirting, and Mario asks Daisy out for Luigi. He's like, oh, why do you always do that? Why do you always do that, man? And so then we cut to the date, and Mario's on the date, too. Like, for no reason.
It's a double date.
It's a double date,
I don't think Daisy
which was not implied.
It was
just so Daniela can be there, so we can meet Mario's fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, she likes to talk. It makes her comfortable. Bring my girlfriend. The girls can chatter.
Marissa Tomei's sitting there being like, fuck, I could have had this role. It's perfect.
She's probably so happy she didn't take that role. She was probably offered the role and then read the script.
It's like, I think I'm going to do My Cousin Vinny instead. And
I have an Oscar? Fuck you.
I mean, okay, so then after dinner, they start courting, and they're both orphans or something.
I don't know. I was in and out.
They didn't
honestly,
know their parents, so like, which reminds me of another movie we watched together but didn't record, which was Miami Connection, in which I thought we were all orphans.
We were all orphans.
Anyway,
orphans have a bond, I guess, that other people just don't ever have. Yeah, it's like an unspoken bond. It's like twins.
If you want us to do a Miami Connection episode, send $1 billion to our Patreon that doesn't exist yet, but will exist as soon as this episode's over. All right. Anyway, long story short, they go to make out in a sewer on top of some dinosaur bones, and they find out that the Scapellis have ruined the dig site by spraying water on it because Scapelli has just got his hands and everything.
That'll show you dang fucking archaeologists coming in here. You can't stop progress, archaeologists.
And just the fucking idea that Scapelli's like got a beef with the dig site itself and like the people who run not the university but like just the chick there, and he's just muscling her. It's just weird.
It's really weird.
Especially they spend so much time introducing Scapelli as his character, and he's not in 75% of the movie. He's in the beginning.
Well, they go to another dimension. Right. He's still there. He's just in a different dimension.
Okay, so there's a moment where the room starts flooding and she has to save her dig site, and she's like, "You're a plumber, right?" And Luigi literally goes, "Oh yeah."
"Oh yeah, I'm a plumber, but not very good."
But yeah, I'm not very good. So they call Mario, and he's like, "Scapelli." And then there's like Fisher Stevens and some other guy playing these horrible roles as Iggy and Spike, who are like the dumb Koopa henchmen who are trying to find Daisy. Right. So they after like running.
But also in Mario World were Koopa's sons. And also dinosaurs.
They're not his sons, they're his cousins.
In Koopa? In the Mario games? There's sons. Oh. There's children.
Well,
Koopa,
Iggy is one of the Koopalings who are in in Mario 3 and Mario World, and Spike is a mini boss in Mario World.
That's right, Spike's a mini boss.
Yeah, I don't know what the relationship is. I know Bowser Jr. is Bowser. This is pointless. This is fucking pointless, this debate we're getting into.
I'm just trying to connect the lore. It's not going to
work. It's not going to work, okay? I've been sitting here the entire fucking movie trying to connect it. It's not going to fucking work, okay? So basically, the bad guys take Daisy into this bad CGI portal, and Luigi reaches out to grab her, but he only grabs her necklace because he's got terrible fucking depth perception or something. And
I'm not a good plumber.
I'm not a good plumber. And
I can't see very well.
She gets sucked through a portal, and they're like, "Did you see that?" It's like, fucking yeah. Did you see that? It's so fucking
the portal,
stupid.
Yeah.
So then,
where does the portal go?
Into the other dimension, to Koopa Land.
Oh, weird.
And so they jump. The worst part is, Mario's only move basically is jumping without a power-up, and it's like his big thing, how good he is at jumping. Like, that's the only thing about the fucking character. And then we have this 30-second sequence of Bob Hoskins as Mario trying to jump and being scared. And I'm like, is this to show growth later that he learns how to jump? This movie fucking sucks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I love Bob Hoskins, but he's not a jumper.
Yeah, he's not a jumper. You see that guy, you think close to the ground. Yeah. And also, there's a movie where he is just buck naked, and I saw it on HBO once, and I am shook. I am shook.
So you've seen Mario's balls?
I've seen Mario's balls. I've seen the Italian sausage. Oh,
here we go.
So they jump through the portal, and there's actually this interesting Tim Burton-y weird sequence where he's falling that I thought was kind of trippy and fun. One of the few things I liked in the movie. And they land in a different sewer in a worse version of Brooklyn that's like Koopa City or some shit. And Dennis Hopper is Koopa, and he's got posters of himself everywhere. But in spite of that, they don't fucking notice him when they meet him the first time. Right. They're like, "Oh, this is just some guy with spikes."
Just a little shittier Brooklyn. It's just like a little shittier. Everything's a little more covered
It's
in
a
metal.
portal to New York in the
stuff.
70s where everybody looks like they're auditioning for Rent. It's like
Yeah,
if Mad
it's
Max got infected
very
with
strange.
community theater, it's like really shitty.
Right.
We've talked about it. So anyway, we go through and there's rats. There's not rats. There's dinosaurs in the place of rats. And there's dinosaurs in this universe. And the whole movie has this weird fucked up thesis about how dinosaurs, when the meteor hit, the dinosaurs could have evolved or some shit. I don't even understand it. It's
don't
like
know, man.
it's like there's two
Once
worlds.
I realized-
The meteor created two worlds, our world and the dinosaur world. And then like the movie, the opening thing with Dan Castellaneta is like, what if both worlds combined? Let's find out.
Whoa.
It's like, what?
What?
Like the game is really simple. Someone gets kidnapped, they go after her. That seems to be buried here amongst all the stupid
It's
shit.
not. Like once they went there, I literally like sort of stopped paying attention. Once I realized they weren't leaving shitty New York
Yeah, this is the set
to go
of the
to
movie.
actual Mario World, I was like, oh, I hate this.
So
I'm
everyone in
mad.
the dinosaur world is a dinosaur, but they look like humans. And then sometimes they'll do a
'Cause they've
dinosaur
evolved.
thing. Yeah, I guess. But
Right?
why does that track? Why would they become more ape-like?
It doesn't.
Oh
It doesn't make any sense.
And there's Goombas there, which in the game are these like 1 foot tall things you jump on as like easy enemies.
Sure.
And in this, they're
And in the movie-
12 feet tall and have tiny heads, and they are basically like
nightmare. They're
idiots.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah, they're
It's nightmare
they're
fuel
the
for
worst.
kids.
And so, so they create this stupid idea where it's like they need the characters to be able to jump, and so they give them super boots, which give them the ability to jump really high. It's like, okay, fine, fuck it.
I don't even remember that part. I was zoned out.
But do you remember like the plus-sized hooker who's like Mario's love
Yes.
interest in the other world?
Right.
And she's got all
Yeah,
these.
it's like, well, I'm in a. You know what? Danielle's not here. What she doesn't know won't hurt her over here. Come on, I'm in another dimension.
Hey, what
Mario's
happens
gonna
in
get
Koopa
his.
City stays in Koopa City. Wow!
Wow,
Mama, we
Mario, you're
it's
such a
me.
scumbag. I mean, I guess everybody needs a Guma or whatever.
Yeah, right.
If it is.
That's the thesis of this movie. Koopa's just looking for a Gumar, kind ofly. Did I just say kind ofly? That's my new phrase.
Kind ofly.
Kind ofly? Oh my god.
That's fine. That makes as much sense as this fucking movie.
So they get these super boots, which are important, quote unquote, later, and they put them on this plus size hooker who's got spikes. And we find out later her name is Big Bertha, which is the name
Wow,
of the
I
fish
did not know that.
eats you in Mario 3 water levels.
What?
So
That's
don't
weird.
say
I
it's
did
not
not- I
like the
remember that.
game, because all we did was take the giant fish and turn it into a plus sized hooker.
Right. This is not offensive
Perfect
in any way
interpretation.
to anyone.
So Toad is in the movie. Toad is like Princess's sidekick. And Toad is a punk rock busker who's anti-Koopa.
Right.
And he gets arrested and turned into a Goomba in some de-evolution
Right.
machine. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And it seems like the movie's trying to appease its fans by referencing this shit randomly.
Oh, it's Toad. Wow.
It's
Wait a
Toad,
minute, that
great.
doesn't
And
look
is
like
he
Toad.
doing stuff that Toad would do? Not particularly. And like at one point, there's a sign on the wall that says Thwomp Construction, which is thwomps are the things that fall on you in Mario. And it's like, okay,
Well, you missed a lot of stuff.
Like who the fuck? Like I was on special lookout for all this little references, and there's like 5 in the entire movie. Bob-omb. Oh look, it's a Bob-omb.
That reminds me of fun.
Yeah, it reminds me of something I'd rather be doing. Oh, at some point Daniela also got captured, so she's stuck in the alternate dimension too.
Oh God, I hope she doesn't come near my Guma.
Oh my god! So
I'm
they
gonna meet. I'm gonna be in trouble.
the Mario Brothers get arrested for being near Toad, I guess, or something, and they get put through this wacky cop station where there's this like classic
Right.
TV improv actor who's like got this pretty big part in it, and like I wouldn't have recognized him at the time, but he's on everything now, and I was just like, huh, this is like his big breakout, and it's the worst.
That's weird.
And he's in this like
Yeah, Toad is. What is he? He's like in Antifa or something, and they get arrested because they're standing next to him.
Yes, exactly. And so they get taken to this wacky police station where this TV actor is got like a hooker's leg on him, and she's like massaging his neck with her feet. It's like really uncomfortable and lewd. And there are all these weird lewd elements to the movie that just don't fucking fit. It's insane.
What is this rated?
It's
What was it
PG.
rated? That's fucking
it's
bizarre.
insane that
those poor children.
Yeah, it's insane to me that Nintendo ever signed off on this, and it explains why they never made another movie because
Right.
it's a piece of shit.
Even though at the end they hint that there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah, there's
which
a
is my
definite
favorite
call.
part.
It's like, you'll never believe what I just saw. Here we go again.
And we won't.
Yeah,
and
we
won't
will never
because-
know.
Never
But anyway, so they go through this wacky police situation where they're like Keystone cops getting sprayed by stuff, and Koopa pretends to be their lawyer and comes in to meet them in prison. They don't recognize him, and so the epic first meeting between Koopa and Mario
So stupid.
is in a prison cell a la Dark Knight, Batman, and Joker, but it's just so fucking stupid. And
the prison cells look like the prison cells from 12 Monkeys too.
yeah,
It's
everything's
really
like weird, and it's like built so it's a set so the camera can fly around it in all these expensive fucking
Yeah.
ways. That's what it had in common with Cutthroat Island, is just throwing money at this stupid fucking bullshit. It's just money, money, money. Left
And nobody
right.
stopped to say, maybe if we just throw this money at the script first, we could fix this.
I
really-
saw on IMDb trivia that there was originally a different version of the script that got rewritten into this that was more Princess Bride inspired. So good work,
Oh, really?
studios. Good
Great
work.
job.
Anyway, so they prison break out of the movie. There's a good moment where they're on zip lines, and it's kind of fun. And I'm like, oh, good, they're on.
Right.
That's fun. I had fun for 10 seconds. Maybe the whole movie should be on zip lines. Everyone in this movie has some sort of gun or something. Like the cameras that
Right.
take their photos in the police lineup thing are gun cameras for some reason. There are people with flamethrowers. It just like everything is like militarized and crazy as
It's
if
a
it takes place
post-apocalyptic
or modern day
nightmare land.
America, depending on how you look at it.
Sure.
But I mean, it's just like it's so ill-conceived, and the police cars run on bumper cars tracks, and they like run out of power.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right, because also it's like, did they think they were underground, or was it like?
I don't know. Yeah, you don't
doesn't-
really see the
because
sky,
the
but then there's
portal
the
was
desert. I
underground?
don't know. And so it's all this dumb, coked up 80s style bullshit where it's just like some fucking
90s.
stupid screenwriter who just should have been fired a long time ago. And the world is covered in fungus, which we learn later is actually trying to help
Everybody's
them.
dad.
Because it's Daisy's father, the king of Hyrule or whatever. I'm mixing it up. But the king
It
of the
doesn't matter.
Mushroom Kingdom
That's just as accurate as anything else.
Is
movie.
fungus, and he's been trying to help them, and they have to trust the fungus. But before that happens, the two Koopa henchmen get smart. They get put in through the re-evolution machine to become smart, but they're somehow just as dumb as they were before.
Right. It didn't work. It didn't take. When did they? Because at one point I was on my phone and then I looked up and they were in their actual Mario and well, they're like.
Yeah,
they
I
were
don't
in the
know
Mario
when that
Luigi
happens. I think it
costumes.
happens after a dance sequence.
It just happens, right? They
Everybody's
just, like-
dancing to walk the dinosaur when they have to come back. They
Yeah.
go to the desert and they come back, and Big Bertha is there, and Mario literally shoves his face into her tits to bite the necklace because she gets the necklace somehow in the
Yep.
opening scene. Anyway, there's this whole plot.
But you don't know
line.
when they changed to their suits either, right?
I have no
Like
clue.
it just happens.
It just happens
Okay.
at some point. But they get in their iconic red and greenish suits. And
They're close. It's an approximation. You know?
at one point, Mario's wearing bright yellow, like a bright yellow jumpsuit
Yeah.
in the dance scene. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Everybody do the dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly. They all the dinosaurs are dancing to that, and it's just as funny as it sounds.
But also, it's like, so that song exists in that dimension.
Yeah, right.
Like, so there's like overlap in dimensions. It's very strange.
Even though the portal, they can only go through it sometimes. It's like, what? Oh, fuck. I'm not gonna go into it. But it's just like, why would the whole thing is like Koopa
Doesn't
is
make
trying
sense.
needs the necklace, which is the last shard of the asteroid that hit the Earth, and when he combines the last piece of the asteroid, both worlds will merge, and then he'll be able to take over the other world. But it's unclear why he wouldn't just use all his Koopa tech to take over Brooklyn if he can get through already. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking
It
sense.
does. Well, you paid a lot more attention than I did because I did not register any of this shit.
My favorite character of the movie is Koopa's wife, whose name is Lena. No joke. Her name is
yeah.
fucking Lena, like
Yeah, that
my
was
ex. That's insane. And
That
she's
was
like
weird.
this weird Tim Burton-y wife with this swoop hair, and she's constantly having these weird mommy dearest scenes with
Yeah.
with Daisy. It's like,
And
she's
Yoshi.
like, how do you like your dress? It was your mother's. And it's like a kind of slutty dress. And I just wanted to be like, it was your mother's. She was a well-known whore. It's like this weird.
She died in that dress.
Yeah, she died in that dress. Her stains are still on it. It's like, it's so fucked up. And like, as a kid, I'm like, why are there all these boring scenes in this movie? But like, as an adult, I'm like,
Wait, you've
yes.
seen it before?
Yeah, I saw this as a kid as part of like an after
Why did you
school.
make me watch it if you've
I
seen
thought
it
it
before?
was good when I was a kid. I'm sorry. I thought it was fun. I mean, Yoshi's in it.
You thought lots of things were good when we were kids.
Harriet
The
the
things changed.
Spy. I mean, there's
Oh my
lots of good 90s movies. But anyway, so Daisy meets Yoshi, and Yoshi's just a velociraptor that's like 3 feet
He's
tall.
just a raptor.
And he's a slave. At one point, Koopa stabs him with a knife. And kids love it when their favorite cute character from the game is brutally stabbed.
Is an actual dinosaur and then stabbed.
So
Yeah.
even though Koopa has a wife, he's trying to rape Daisy, and he grows this long lizard tongue and like tries to
So
lick her with
creepy.
it. It's so fucked up. He's like, "You're so pure." So,
PG.
So yeah, this is a PG movie. So the Mario brothers go through.
That's where all the money went,
They
to
drive
make it
through
PG.
a tunnel and fall out, and they're in the desert. They meet up with the Koopa henchmen, and they convince them to help them. Get the necklace. They'll trade the necklace for Daisy or some shit like that. So then they go back
some
into the
bullshit.
city. And they go back to try to rescue Daisy. And meanwhile, Daniela, Mario's wife, her girlfriend, is also one of these kidnapped women because the idiot henchman kidnapped all these women they thought were Daisy because they're just going off her haircut
Right.
or some shit.
Well, New York's a small place. It's probably just a
I
coincidence.
know. And so Daniela, they bring Daisy into the room, and Daniela's like, "Oh, Daisy, how are you?" And she's super happy to see her. I'm like, "Aren't you in captivity? Like, how fast did this fucking Stockholm
It
syndrome?"
happens. When you're in this business, sometimes you got to deal with scumbags. It's part of the business.
There's also this incredible, also we're not talking about the Mario brothers and their stupid relationship, but like there's one really insane sequence where Luigi says, "Look, Mario, I'm flying," and he's like flying above this elevator shaft, and Mario's like, "I'd better try it too," and he jumps and falls, and Luigi's like, "Oh, I was pretending, I was hanging from a hook." And it's like, one, how did you have the time to set that up? Two, why did you trick your brother to fall to the death? Like,
We're goofing around over here. That's what brothers do over here. Come on.
so, long story short, they find the women, they bust up some sort of air conditioning system, and so it gets freezing in the room with all the women in it, and all the women are like shivering, but all the lizard people are like, "This is fine. We're cold-blooded,
This is
so we
comfortable.
love the
I have
cold."
cold-blooded.
And it's like, that's not how
Right.
it fucking works. Lizards need heat lamps.
well,
They're cold-blooded, so they need to warm up. If it was that cold, they'd be fucking dead. That's why the Ice Age killed them. God damn it. So if this is all about dinosaurs, know some
Follow,
basic
son.
fucking reptile shit.
Logic.
Oh my god. So they go down an ice slide, which feels kind of Mario, even though this came out before 64, so it's like maybe this gave them the idea for the penguin slide. And
That'd be weird.
They meet Daniela, and they get Daisy back, and then Daisy. There's this insane scene where they introduce Daisy introduces her fungus dad to
right.
to the Mario brothers, and the way they do the fungus is it's like this thing. It's like a stalactite hanging from the ceiling, and then a head comes out of it.
Gross.
And it's just gross.
It's really
it looks
gross.
like a booger, and it's
creepy.
disgusting. It's the worst thing ever. It doesn't make sense, and it's like he's dismembered, but he's it's really fucked
Very
up.
creepy and really weird.
It turns out he's played by Lance Henriksen from Alien later, and that's great. He's in one scene, so yeah. Well, there will be a lot more with him in the sequel. Anyway,
Yeah, probably.
they go down this slide. They have to trust the fungus, and they get in this big fight with Koopa, who is in some sort of. It looks like a giant hanging funnel that like would be used for a cement mixer or something. But I've thought about it, and I think him hanging in the air in this upside down funnel is supposed to be him in the Koopa clown car from the end of Mario 3.
No way.
I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think because like that's the iconic final boss battle of Mario 3 is him flying around in the thing.
so. That's their terrible approximation of it.
I think so.
That's-
Why else would you have
you
him
might be
spend the
right.
entire final sequence of the battle
Here's
in that
another thing. you mentioned Jurassic Park. You said, did this come out like after? Because maybe
I
they
feel
were
like
just
this
like,
was
let's get that Jurassic
93 or
Park
something.
money.
I don't know. It was early 90s. I remember that.
But maybe they're just like, you know what kids love? You know what made $100 million? Jurassic Park. That's probably what they said in the studio. Like, what if there's dinosaurs, just make it a dinosaur movie.
I guess. I mean, it's possible, but even so, they did such a shitty job. There's this one moment at the end where so basically they get these jumping boots and they put on their iconic costumes and they're fighting Koopa and they pull out what looks to be like a rocket launcher or something and they shoot it, but it's actually a rocket launcher that looks like the Super Scope from the Super Nintendo, which is insane.
Yeah.
And so they fire that, and then Koopa becomes like a T-Rex and like comes out of the funnel thing and scares everybody. And then they also travel through time through a portal. For some reason, Lena, the evil Lena, oh man, I'm getting in so much trouble with her for this. The other evil Lena.
Whoa.
Oh my god,
That's rude.
I take that out. Oh fuck.
Take it out of what? It's a podcast.
I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
Shit.
I can't. That's the whole show. Oh fuck. Anyway, delete. Anyway,
delete.
At some point, Lena gets the necklace and she puts it in the thing and gets electrocuted, and then gets electrocuted again, and she gets turned into a fossil, and it's supposed to be like, ha ha ha, this woman was murdered. It's really uncomfortable.
God, that's so. They tried to stuff so much into a movie, and I've never been
it still
so
feels
bored.
Slow, and it just exhausting.
Yeah, it's just like Cutthroat Island in that sense. It's like let's just shove it all in here, and it'll be entertaining.
At
and
one
it's just
point,
slow.
Even though the worlds are supposed to be merging, only Koopa and Mario go through the portal back to Brooklyn, and they're at the dig site again, and Scapelli is there.
Yeah.
Koopa shoots his de-evolution laser, and Scapelli becomes a chimpanzee, and it's the best moment of the movie. Because there's just a chimpanzee.
Oh, good, a monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when I started paying attention again. I was like, oh, good, a monkey.
And so then they fucking murder Koopa, and that's the end of the movie. And then Samantha Mathis shows up at their apartment later, and in like war-torn, like fucking Mad Max outfit, and it's just like, you're never gonna believe. And they're like, here we go. Except they don't.
Here we go again.
So that's the fucking movie, and I actually feel a little bit more cheered up right now than I thought I would. That's funny.
I mean, I hated the movie, but talking about it did distract me from my problems.
And so it's like
But now I'm like sort of
like,
right back to my problems.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so what if it's like the movie? It's like they're brothers. They were different, but they fucking worked things out, and that's actually in the movie. So it's like,
oh, that's what you got from
that's what I got
message
from the fucking
movie.
Don't make fun of me. I'm trying to bring us together.
You're trying to get a message from that piece of shit.
Fuck you. I'm trying to shut the fuck. Oh god.
The message I got was that it's a piece of shit, and maybe my brother's a piece of shit too.
I'm glad I can't turn the lights off, because if they were off, I would just fucking take a dump on your face.
Why don't you call Mario to help him? Why don't you call Mario to help you turn the lights off, Luigi, you piece of shit? You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Luigi. Okay, that's it. We can't do anymore. I thought this would help us. It did not. We'll be back next time, if there even is a next time, thanks to Jack's bonerness.
You're a fucking asshole.
Boner.
Is you still to turn off the podcast?
Bonerhead.
2, 3, 4.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Thank you for listening to Bunker Brothers. I'm Matt Shore. I played Brian. Jack was played by Mike Kolar. All the crazy music on this week's episode was made by me. That's why it's so weird. And follow us on Twitter at brothers_bunker, and like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and follow us on Apple and Spotify, and tell your friends if you're having fun. We're having fun with you. So bye.